Johnny Murray here, and welcome to the reaction for the Game Awards 2024 nominees. It's finally time. This is going to be just an awesome experience, ain't it? It's just going to be amazing. Being sarcastic, I'm not really that excited for it, to be honest with you. I'm more or less just curious. Because, number one, I'm doing my own award show at the end of the year, so I could really care less about this. Number two, it's just going to be completely filled with controversy. Number three, it's all based on critics' opinions. And number four, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But nonetheless, it is a big event, and it is at least interesting. I will give it the fact that it is interesting to at least see every year, you know, the categories and just what all gets nominated. And we are going to be doing some voting after this. I think that might be a whole separate video. I'm not sure. We'll see what time it is by the time we do the reaction. Yeah, I'm a little excited, just like I said, because I'm interested, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. I guarantee you the games that I would put in Game of the Year conversation are not here. I would personally put, you know, Black Myth Wukong. I'm thinking FF7 Rebirth, Dragon Age of Veilguard for me, Astrobot, of course. There's a lot, but I don't think some of them are going to. And we'll just see. And I have a really bad feeling that Elden Ring DLC is going to be nominated for Game of the Year, which I think is absolutely horrendous, an awful decision, and I think that's an absolute joke if that is the case. DLC should not be nominated for Game of the Year. It can be nominated for every other category. It can be nominated especially for a DLC category, which they should do. Game of the Year is not it. Absolutely not. But nonetheless, here we go. Let's see. Here we go.
And the Game Award goes
Raising the volume.
And the Game Award
Joseph Ferris.
goes to. And the winner is. And the winner is.
10 years ago, we began a journey together to celebrate video games as the biggest, most powerful form of entertainment in the world. And on Thursday, December 12th, right here at Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, we will recognize the best and show you what's next with the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards.
Oh boy.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Keighley, and welcome to the TGA Global
And
Nomination
so it begins.
Announcement Special. Today, it is my distinct honor to reveal this year's nominees, recognizing talented game developers from studios big and small around the world. And you can help select the winners by voting right now at thegameawards.com. All right, you've waited long enough, so let's do it. Here are the nominees for the Game Awards 2024.
Here we go.
For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees
No one cares about this category.
Destiny 2,
Hey, that's actually
Diablo
fire.
4,
Yo, okay.
Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite,
Yep, there it is.
and Helldivers
Oh,
2.
snap.
Your Best Performance nominees are
It's a little different.
Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII
Yeah,
Rebirth,
that's a good one.
Hannah Tell for Life is Strange
Wow.
Double Exposure, Umberly Gonzalez for Star
Oh,
Wars
yo,
Outlaws,
shout out. Low key.
Roberts Silent Hill
Oh, boy, there
2,
it is.
and Melina
Yep,
Juergens
there it
for
is.
Saga
Okay.
Hellblade 2.
Ooh, there's
For
definitely some
Best Mobile
snubs.
Game, the nominees
but,
are AFK Journey,
I like the
Balatro, Pokemon
I like what was
Trading Card
nominated.
Game
Oh,
Pocket,
snap, there it is. That's
Wuthering
the one.
Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero. The nominees for Best
Art Direction
are Astrobot,
W.
Black Myth
W.
Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow
W.
of the Earth Tree, Metaphor
W.
Fantasio, and
W.
for Best
That's a fire
Score in Music,
category right there.
This year's
It's good.
nominees are
Good job.
Astrobot,
W.
Final Fantasy VII
W.
Rebirth, Metaphor
There's a lot of good
Refantasio,
games this year, guys.
Silent Hill 2,
Ooh,
and
shout out.
Stellar Blade.
Hey, shout out.
In the category of Best Audio Design, these games
All
are
right.
nominated.
So far, so good.
Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops
Ooh,
6,
That's a good
Final
one.
Fantasy VII Rebirth, Senua's Saga,
Yes.
Hellblade 2,
Oh my
and
gosh, that for
Silent
sure.
Hill
Oh,
2.
that Silent Hill 2 is winning.
Best
Silent Hill 2's
Adaptation
gotta win.
recognizes excellence
Easy.
in authentically creating shows,
Easy,
movies,
bro.
and other creative endeavors based on video game worlds.
That game with
Here are
headphones
this
is
year's
just
nominees
different.
For Best Adaptation, Arcane,
Season 2.
Fallout,
That should win.
Knuckles, Like a Dragon Yakuza,
Wow.
and Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara
What
Croft.
the? Okay.
For best narrative in a game, the TGA nominees are
Oh boy.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Games for Impact celebrates thought-provoking games.
We
with
might
a
have to go back to that
profound
one. That
pro-social
one.
meaning
That
or
one
message.
seemed.
Here are this
I don't
year's
know.
nominees.
I don't know how I feel
Voice of
about
the
that.
Distance,
Hold on.
Indica, Neva,
Oh.
Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2,
Dang, Senua's
and
Saga really getting a lot of
Tales of Kenzera.
nominations, bro.
Now, the nominees for Best Community Support are Baldur's Gate 3,
Yep, for sure.
Final Fantasy 14,
For sure.
Fortnite, Helldivers 2,
For sure.
and No Man's Sky.
Yep.
In the category of Best Multiplayer,
This is actually gonna be a
nominees
nice
are
category right here.
Call of Duty
Yup.
Black Ops 6,
Yup.
Helldivers 2, Super Mario
Yo,
Party
shout out.
Jamboree, Tekken 8,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Warhammer 40K
Dude, that's a stacked
Marine 2.
category. That's a
Best
stacked
independent
category.
game
I ain't gonna
celebrates
lie
games
with you.
a high degree of risk tolerance, as they are produced outside of the traditional publisher system. The nominees are
Never, please.
Animal Well,
Yup, there it is.
Balatro,
Yup.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes,
Okay.
Neva,
Boom.
and UFO 50.
Fire list.
Next is Best
Good-
Debut Indie
good years
Game,
for indies.
recognizes a development team that hasn't won a Game Award before. In fact, these teams published their first game in 2024. The nominees are Animal
Yup.
Well, Balatro,
Ooh,
Manor
dude.
Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire.
Ooh, bro.
For
The
Best
indie
VR
scene's kind
AR
of competitive
game,
this year.
Nominees are Arizona Sunshine Remake,
Didn't even know that
Asgard's Wrath
happened.
2, Batman Arkham
Ooh.
Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, and Metro Awakening.
Ooh.
For Content Creator of the
Okay.
Year, the nominees
Okay.
are Queso,
Yeah, bro, queso.
Techno Gamer,
Yes, bro.
Typical Gamer,
Oh, wow.
and Usada Pecora. Part of the Game Awards is looking forward
Queso
to
should win
what's
that, bro.
next. And yes, we'll have lots of games to announce on December 12th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game?
This-
Here are the
this category is
nominees
so
based
stupid,
on
I'm sorry.
currently announced titles. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach,
Kojima mentioned.
Ghost of Yote,
Yo, let's go.
Grand Theft
That's
Auto
winning.
6,
Obviously.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wild.
It's a good list.
The best
Next year gonna be
action
crazy.
adventure nominees are
Ooh, big ones.
Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost
Oh!
Crown,
Shout
Silent Hill
out.
2, Star Wars Outlaws, and
What?
The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. For best role playing, the jury selected
We're gonna have to go back to that one.
Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree,
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Yep.
Like a Dragon:
Yep.
Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. In the category of best fighting,
Dragon Age
nominees
really getting
are
snubbed of everything.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiversus, and Tekken 8.
Yep.
The nominees for Best
stuff.
Action are Black Myth
Yeah.
Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2,
Ooh.
Stellar Blade,
Oh.
and Warhammer
Oh
40,000
my
Space
gosh,
Marine 2.
what a category.
Innovation
Oh
and
my
accessibility
gosh.
celebrates games that are making our industry available and enjoyable.
Action
to
games
more
cooked
people.
this year, bro.
Selected by a special committee of accessibility experts. The nominees for innovation in accessibility are Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age: The
Hey,
Veil,
there we go.
Prince of Persia:
At least
The
you got
Lost
one.
Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. Next up, Best Family Game. The nominees are Astrobot,
Yep.
Princess Peach Showtime,
Really? I mean,
Super
it's
Mario
a
Party
Nintendo
Jamboree,
category. I mean, I guess they have to, right?
Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire.
Whoa, there's a
The best
non-Nintendo
sim
game.
strategy
That's crazy.
nominees are Age of Mythology Retold,
Planet Coaster 2.
Frostpunk
Oh my
2,
gosh, imagine.
Kunitsugami: Path of the
Ooh,
Goddess,
that should win.
Manor Lords, and
Planet Coaster.
Unicorn Overlord.
Dang. It's a
This
sad
year,
time.
these titles are nominated for Best Sports Racing, F1 24, EA Sports FC 25, NBA
That looked like
2K
Spotify for
25,
some reason.
Top Spin 2K25, and WWE 2K24.
W.
All right, let's take a look at our 3 esports categories. Starting with Best Esports Game. The nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and
What?
Valorant. The nominees for Best Esports Athlete
What?
are 3-3, Alexi B,
I don't know anything about esports.
Faker,
Just so you know.
Zaiwu, and Kong Kong. And for the Best Esports Team, our Special Esports Committee nominated these teams: Billy Billy Gaming, League of Legends; Gen G, League of Legends; Navi, Counter-Strike; T1, League of Legends; and
League of
Team
Legends is all over.
Liquid, Dota 2. All right, it's time for our final two categories.
Oh
For
boy.
Best Game Direction, which recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, the nominees are
So pretty much best game
Astrobot.
innovation, pretty much.
Balatro,
Balatro's W.
Black Myth
Fire.
Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd
Oh,
Tree,
bro.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. And finally, our global TGA
Just,
jury,
I don't really care what it is.
I am
Just
not a member,
do.
has selected the following 6
He
games
had to say that.
as nominees for Game
Just
of the
not
Year
Elden
at
Ring,
the
bro.
Game Awards
Please don't do
2024.
it.
The Game of the Year nominees
Don't do it.
are Astrobot,
W.
Team Asobi,
W.
Balatro.
Oh, it did it! It did it! Oh, it did it! Yo!
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree by From
Oh, there's so
Software.
many snubs.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, there's so
from
many
Square
snubs.
Enix.
Metaphor.
And Metaphor ReFantazio from Studio Zero. So there you have it. Those are your nominees for Game of the Year. And yes, that means you'll hear the Game Awards Orchestra conducted by Lauren Balfe play
Oh.
their themes live on this very stage on December
Oh my
12th.
gosh.
But before then, you should head to thegameawards.com to help select the winners by casting your ballot in all categories. Also, stay tuned for the announcement of our Player's Voice category, where fans 100% select the winner
Monday, December
from
2nd?
30
Cool.
nominees.
This
We'll
is
announce
the day I
those
get back from
nominees
vacation,
on
W.
Monday, December 2nd. The winners in all categories.
Black Myth Wukong's winning that, by the way.
live
I mean,
China,
China's gonna flood it, bro. Like, let's be honest here.
7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 12:30 GMT at thegameawards.com. Our team cannot wait to share our 10th anniversary show with you. I hope to see you then. And don't forget to cast your vote.
Wow. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm satisfied. I can't say I'm disappointed. I will say most of it is pretty good. There's definitely a couple categories I'm like I feel like there's definitely some snubs. But the big problem here, Elden Ring as Game of the Year. That's just not right. This is not right because, well, okay, there's a lot of Game of the Year snubs. There is a lot. Like this might be one of the most snubbed Game of the Year nominee lists because. Number one, Balatro was not expected to make it in, but it did. And I'm happy for it because I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about it. Like a bunch of podcasts I listen to and everything, everyone's like saying it should be nominated, but it's not going to. It did. It actually did. So that's a W. But then Elden Ring also took a spot. So that's 2 spots that we thought were going to go to some other things. Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to go do the voting. That's going to be a separate video. So if you guys want to go check out that video, go ahead and hop over there. But that is my reaction to the nominees. I'm low-key, I'm just happy Black Myth Wukong got in there because I think that is my favorite game of the year right now. That doesn't mean it's going to win my game of the year, by the way. I'm going to be looking at it from a lot of different standpoints, a lot of different key points of what makes a video game or what should win game of the year. But I'm just happy that did it. I can't say I'm surprised Dragon Age got snubbed from pretty much everything because it just had controversy. They're not going to nominate games that have controversy. Same thing happened with Hogwarts Legacy. Literally the same exact thing happened last year with Hogwarts Legacy. And it all has to do with just politics and stuff like that. And that's just really unfortunate. I think the game is great. Do I think it's like game of the year? No, but I think the game is great. And everybody just hates on it unremarkably well. Yeah, I don't know. I do think there are some games that I definitely thought got a lot more spotlight than I thought it was going to, and I'm kind of happy about that. Low-key Star Wars Outlaws, I also think the game got a little bit too much hate, just because it is a Ubisoft game, which I do understand that hate, but I thought the game was just good. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was good. I thought it was fine. I thought it was exactly what it needed to do. So I'm glad it got some recognition in there. Space Marine obviously got some recognition. You'll love to see that. Like a Dragon got some recognition. Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong. Really the only game that didn't get much recognition was Dragon Age, really. I mean, that's kind of the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, like, right now. Dragon's Dogma did not get much. Now I think about it. Like, it did get nominated for Best RPG, which that makes sense. The fact that Dragon Age was not nominated for Best RPG is really upsetting. But I can't be that mad at it. Again, they're not going to nominate things with controversy. Yeah, I don't know. I think overall it was solid. A lot of things got some recognition. That's really all we're here for, just for things to get recognition. I think it's pretty safe to say I think Final Fantasy VII's winning the whole thing. I mean, especially with that nominee class. I do think Metaphor has a shot, low-key. But I think, like, when you look at, like, how many times Final Fantasy was nominated throughout that whole thing, I mean, it's nominated in almost every category, except ones that it's just absolutely not eligible for. I'm pretty sure it's going to win. But who knows? We could be proven wrong. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. We're going to do voting. Peace. Johnny Murray here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be voting for the Game Awards 2024. The nominees were just revealed. I did a reaction to those nominee reveals literally like 5 minutes ago. It should be up on the channel right now. Make sure you go give that a look if you want to. Appreciate all the support you guys give me, especially on this video right here. But we're going to be voting on all the categories. I definitely have mixed thoughts on some of the categories, but for the most part, I think from what I remember, obviously they go by really quickly. You kind of have to look at all of them to really get a full understanding. I think for the most part, it was really good. There are some categories. There are some snubs in. I'm really upset Dragon Age kind of just got completely backhanded because of the controversy. It's a perfectly fine game. I think it's great. There's a lot of quality to it. But you know, I'm not surprised because of the controversy. Same thing happened with Hogwarts Legacy last year. But for the most part, pretty good, except there is one big glaring issue, which we're going to talk about at the end of this video, and I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about for the foreseeable week. So let's get started with the voting here. I don't know anything about the esports, so we're not going to do that, and I'm doing all the categories backwards just because I don't want to start with Game of the Year and then go to esports. We're going to start with esports and get to Game of the Year. But like I said, I'm not going to vote for anything of the esports because I just know nothing and don't really care. But shout out to all of them, man. Congrats. Content Creator of the Year. That is going to Queso for sure. And I love how there's no pictures. Here we go. It's loading. There we go. We'll wait for the picture to load up. Give them their credit. Where credit's due. I do like Typical Gamer, though. I watch Typical Gamer sometimes. But, yeah. Wow, this is so slow. There you go. You see it. Alright. Next category. Most anticipated game. I hate this category because it's literally just going to go to whichever one has the biggest following, and that's obviously Grand Theft Auto 6. Everybody has their... I did not mean to click that. Everybody has their preference. For me, it's obviously Ghost of Yotei because, I mean, it's the sequel to my favorite game of all time. I mean, let's just be honest here. There's really nothing else it can go to. But yeah, W. Ghost of Yotei. I do like the nominations, though. I will say, like, obviously GTA 6 has to go there, but I'm very excited for Destiny 2. Obviously, I'm excited for Ghost of Yotei. Obviously, I'm excited for Metroid Prime 4. And I'm very excited for Monster Hunter Wilds as well. So, overall, though, I think pretty good nominations. All right. Next one. Real quick, did I miss one? Because I did like a weird... Okay, no, we're good. Best adaptation, Arcane Season 2, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, Tomb Raider, The Legend of Laura Croft. Bro, what is this Tomb Raider thing? I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh, seeing that picture, you know what? I remember it now. I remember it now. The Like a Dragon picture is just not even... it's just a link. Like, it's just a text. Knuckles, I didn't hear great things about it. Arcane, I mean, it's obviously great, but Fallout had an insane impact this year. Like, I think for sure Fallout's gonna win. Like, that is for sure the biggest adaptation that happened this year. Also, it was like praised universally, so I'm gonna go with that. Best multiplayer game. This category, low key, is stacked. This category is stacked. This is a really tough one because Call of Duty has been awesome. I've absolutely been loving Call of Duty. I think Warhammer is very, very fun. I think Helldivers is very, very fun. Obviously, a huge hit this year, went viral. I didn't play Super Mario Jamboree. I've heard pretty just decent thing. Like I've heard it's just Mario Party, so not really too surprised there. But then Tekken 8 is easily one of the best fighting games of the generation so far. Man, this one's really hard. I think for me, it's definitely between Call of Duty, Helldivers, and Tekken, because I think at its best, I think Helldivers low-key is the best multiplayer game here. And then at the same time, I don't think Tekken, while it does have multiplayer, I don't think that's like the best part of it. I mean, it is because of competitive play, but like, when I think best multiplayer game, I'm not thinking Tekken. But then Call of Duty is like, is that recency bias talking because it's kind of still new? Overall, though, I don't know. I don't know which one I'm gonna go here. I think I'm gonna go Call of Duty because Tekken's gonna get my vote for something later in this video. So I think I'm gonna go Call of Duty because I do think it fits that category better. Like, I do think it is probably my favorite multiplayer game of the year so far. Like, and it's just a full package. I mean, zombies, campaign, multiplayer, everything that game has is really great. And it's low-key kind of made a comeback for Call of Duty in a way. Hopefully they can keep the momentum into next year. But I would vote Helldivers, but unfortunately there's been a lot of down periods for that game. And there's kind of been some controversy, like in terms of like the PSN thing and the lack of content and stuff like that. So I just think Call of Duty is the more overall better multiplayer game, I think. But I do think Helldivers low-key is debatably more fun in a lot of ways. So, yeah, we're going to go with that. All right, best sports racing game. Really don't care about this, but low-key I do like the WWE game, so we're just gonna vote for that there. Moving on. I hate how this site is so slow, but it might low-key be my computer. It needs to restart. It's been up for quite a while. It's been on for quite a while. Best sim strategy game, bro. I really wish Planet Coaster was here, but I'm not surprised. So I have played one. Actually, low key, it's going to Kinitsugami. Granted, yes, it is the only one I've played here. I'm very interested in Frostpunk 2, but it's only on PC, and I've just yet to play it. And I did want to play Age of Mythology. I've heard great things about all these games. Unicorn Overlord as well, I've heard great things about, but Kinitsugami I absolutely loved. I thought the game was completely underrated. I think that game is such a sleeper pick. Like, it's such a this game will go down as a hidden gem for sure. That game is awesome. Best family game. I mean, it's pretty much the Nintendo category, except for, Astrobot made and Plucky Squire. So Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Jamboree, Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, and the Plucky Squire. Best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. I mean, my favorite is easily Astrobot here. I mean, low-key, this might be the first year a non-Nintendo game wins, because I do think Astrobot's going to win here. Like, I do think Zelda is great, but Astrobot is, I mean, it's nominated for Game of the Year, so I almost feel like it has to. So there we go. Astrobot W. Love to see it. Next category we have is, if it loads, best fighting game. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I was hoping that would make it in there. Multiverses and Tekken 8. Why is Multiverses here? That game, no. The game's dead. My vote's going for Tekken 8. I mean, that's easily just the best fighting game of the generation, like, in my opinion. I think Street Fighter 6 is a close second, but just absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I do love me some Marvel vs. Capcom, but I just think Tekken should win the award. And then the next category, once it loads, we're getting to the juicy ones now. This is where we can start talking things that possibly got snubbed. Best RPG. I'm gonna just say Dragon Age should be here. Dragon Age should be here. Although, actually, I take it back. I'll be a man of reason. I'll be a man of fairness, as everyone should be. Even though I love Dragon Age, even if, let's just say, there was no controversy and everyone was just absolutely okay with, like, it's, 84 on Metacritic. At the end of the day, I do think it is still worse than all five of these. Do I like it more than all five of these? Probably. I probably do like it more than all five of these. But I can't be mad at it. I mean, these 5 are, like, low-key the biggest RPGs of the year. So, like, do I wish it got nominated? Yeah, but I'm really not. And also, I will say, Dragon Age is low-key more of an action-adventure game than an RPG. It really is. Like, there's obviously RPG elements, as BioWare does, but the game plays very much like an action-adventure game. So, not upset here. But what am I going to vote here? This one's interesting because, truth be told, I've only played 2 of these, which is really sad, but, I mean, what can I say? One of them, I'm just not interested in being Elden Ring. One of them, I plan on playing, which is Like a Dragon. Or no, 2 of them I plan on playing, which is Like a Dragon and Metaphor. And then 2 of them, one of them I think is great. I just haven't finished, being Final Fantasy, and Dragon's Dogma, I thought was really great. Didn't, like, blow me away or anything, but I thought it was fine. My vote's going to go for Final Fantasy here. I do think that's easily the best game here. Again, I haven't played Metaphor or Like a Dragon, so I can't really say, but off of what I've played here, I'm going to go Final Fantasy. And by the way, just so everybody knows, before my my game awards that happens on the channel, the United Game Awards 2024, I will have played all these games. So I plan on playing Like a Dragon and Metaphor within the next month. But yeah, I have to just get through vacation. I have vacation next week. Once I get home, then it's grind time. Best action adventure. Yo, shout out to Prince of freaking Persia, bro. I was so hoping this game would get nominated for stuff, and it is. W. Action adventure. You'll love to see it. Astrobot, Prince of Persia, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and Legend of Zelda Echoes. You know what? Screw it. I'm committing. Prince of Persia, bro. W. That is getting my vote. Astrobot, you are phenomenal, bro. I ain't gonna lie with you. But, like, Prince of Persia, I low-key fell in love with that game this year. This game was the first game to come out this year, like the first big game to come out this year, and it has kept my love and appreciation throughout the whole year. That's how you know it's great. I absolutely love it. And you know it's great when there are people still that were rooting for this game to possibly get nominated for game of the year, and it did. Or no, and it didn't, but it got nominated here. W. But even though I just voted, let's talk about this, because best action adventure here. I mean, Astrobot being here is kind of weird to me, because it was already nominated for best family game, and is Astrobot really an action adventure game? I mean, it's a platformer, but I don't know. To me, that doesn't. for the best action-adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Astrobot has all of that. But is it what the game is? Because I don't think so, personally. Like, I'm okay with the nomination. I don't think it's bad. I'm not upset with it. But I do think it could have gone to something else. Low-key Dragon Age, bro. No. Silent Hill, I'm glad that's here because I do think that game is amazing. And yeah, I'm just glad it beat all the doubt, and it did really well today. Star Wars Outlaws, I'm glad it's here, not because I think it's a fantastic game, just because I think the game got way too much hate, and I think it's good. I don't think it's great. Like I said, I don't think, I give it a 7. I give it a 7 out of 10, which is a good rating in my opinion. I think it does exactly what it needs to do. Legend of Zelda, I've played a very little bit of it. I mean, it's great. It's exactly what you'd expect. Personally, I had a lot of just issues with like the performance, and I just wasn't really in the mood to play more of it, so I haven't gotten around to beating it, but that is something I plan on doing. But Prince of Persia, man, that game just blew me away. Like, it completely exceeded all my expectations. It's exactly what I wanted from it. It made me like actually really like the franchise. It was my first time playing the franchise. Well, not really, but the first time playing the franchise of which I could remember playing it. And yeah, I just think it was like the best Ubisoft game in so long. Just phenomenal game, man. Phenomenal game all around. So I'm really glad with that one. But let's move on to the next one. Actually, real quick, ones that got snubbed. There low-key could be a couple here that I think could be snubbed. I do, in a way. Oh wait, I don't know if you'd consider that action and adventure. I was gonna say Hellblade, but I don't know if you'd consider that action adventure. Oh, but it is. I mean, it kind of. There's just not much adventuring. It's just walking, really. But then, even then, would I put it over these? Well, that's the thing. I think Astrobot being there is just weird to me. I don't see it as an action-adventure game. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense, What happened here, bro? This site is, like, just bugged out. Okay, we're on best action. All right, we're just gonna, yeah, okay. We're back. All right, let's just do it here. This is a nice category. They did a bang-up job with this. I can't think of another game that should be here that should overtake any of these, because you could make the argument, okay, Helldivers and Call of Duty is like, those are like multiple games, but they are action. Like they are action. So it's for the best game in the action genre, primarily on combat. Now here's the thing. This is why I love categories like these. I genuinely could see any of these 5 winning. I genuinely could. Because here's the thing. While Black Myth: Wukong, I think, is the lowest rated on Metacritic out of all 5 of these. I think, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Stellar Blade's like 82. I think Black Myth's 81. I think Helldiver's like 80. I think also like around there. Call of Duty's like pretty high, and then Warhammer's like mid 80s. It's very obvious popularity does have an impact when it comes to some of these things. So I could very well see Black Myth winning, but then Call of Duty has blown everybody away by it just delivering finally. Helldivers 2 was one of the biggest releases of the year, going absolutely viral. Warhammer has just been a sleeper pick like for so many people. And then Stellar Blade is like definitely going to become like a cult classic type thing. Kind of like I don't know. The only one that came to mind was Lollipop Chainsaw. But like you get what I'm saying? Like there's definitely a huge fan base for that game. But I think when it comes down to it, there's only one game on this list that is also nominated for Game of the Year, and that's Black Myth: Wukong, and that's also my favorite game out of these 5. So I'm gonna vote for it, but I don't really know what's gonna win here. I really don't, because I could genuinely see all five of these, but I think because Black Myth is nominated for Game of the Year, I think it has a shot of winning this. which I'd be all for because easily the best part of that game is its combat. Like, its combat is just, so satisfying. Oh my gosh, so good. And my dogs are barking. All right, we're good. I just had to yell at them. All right, best VR AR game. I haven't played any of these. Actually, Asgard's Wrath 2, I did play it. I did not think that would be nominated because that was technically last year, but technically it did come out after the Game Awards, so it counts. So I'm glad to see that there. It's a great game. But honestly, I think Batman Arkham Shadow has a shot here, but Asgard's Wrath will probably win because that game was universally praised, like as one of the best VR games ever. So W there, but I'm gonna go with Arkham Shadow because I think that game looks really, really cool. All right, moving. Best mobile game, dude. Okay, AFK Journey, no idea. Balatro, Pokemon trading card game, Pocket. Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero. I'm gonna go with. I don't really care. I'm gonna go with Pokemon, just because. Yeah. Are you able to stream on YouTube? I can't watch Twitch streams without internet for some reason. I would have to end the stream. Yeah, sure. Why not? Hang on. All right. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Bro, indies low-key came in pretty hard this year. There's a lot of good ones. Shout out to Animal and Well Balatro. I think either one of those two are for sure winning. I think Balatro's gonna win because it's nominated for Game of the Year, which is crazy. Which, I mean, big W there. Yo, what's up? Diggs, by the way, 7. What's going on, man? But low-key, I think Animal Well could win this because I think debut, like the whole like story behind, you know, Donkey making his publishing company, and this was like their first game and it kind of just blew up. Not just because it was Donkey, but because it was like incredible game. I think that has a chance of winning here. I'm actually gonna vote for that as well. But I think Balatro will probably win just because it was nominated for Game of the Year. Best independent game. That is where I think it's going to Balatro for sure. I'm voting for Neva. I think that game is a masterpiece. I think that game is amazing. Genuinely love that game. All right. Best community support. Pretty good list. Baldur's Gate 3 for sure. That game has gone a whole year, over a year, just so strong. Helldivers 2. Wait, what is this category? Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. It's not going to Helldivers because they have a huge content problem. And they did that whole PSN thing that kind of messed like a whole lot of people up. I don't think it's. I definitely think it's going to Baldur's Gate here. Definitely think it's going to Baldur's Gate, and I'll vote for it too because, yeah. All right. Best ongoing. They actually did pretty good this year with the ongoing. A lot of good DLCs that released. Destiny 2 Final Shade, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, Helldivers 2 Fortnite. Low key, I'm gonna go with. I don't even know. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Destiny 2, just because I've heard so many great things about the Final Shade, and low key, like, it kind of made me want to play it. So I feel like that's kind of a W, you know. Games for Impact. This confuzzles me because we have for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. So Closer the Distance, I haven't played it, don't know it. Indica, no idea. Neva, I think the game's a masterpiece, as I just voted for best indie game. Life is Strange Double Exposure, I did not expect that to be here, but it is. I'm kind of not surprised though, because that's what the whole game is about, is games for impact. Hellblade 2. That came out of nowhere. Not because it doesn't do this category well, just because, honestly, Hellblade 2 got nominated quite a bit. Way more than I expected. And then Tales of Kenzara Azal. I mean, for me, it's going to Neva just because I think that game is fantastic, and I do love its meaning behind it and its message and all that. So definitely W there. But shout out to all these games, low key. I mean, it's a very important category. Shout out to Life is Strange. Shout out to Hellblade 2. Shout out to Tales of Kenzera. A lot of great stuff. And then shout out to the other two, but I'm not familiar with those, unfortunately. Innovation and accessibility. Oh, look. Dragon Age is only nomination. Wow. Who would have guessed? Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age Vilgar, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Star Wars Outlaws. Well, I'm just be honest. I don't care. I'm a glaze. It's the only one it's nominated for, so I'm voting for it. Yeah, W. Screw controversy. That's all I gotta say. Best performance. Okay, hold on. This is one. There are snubs. There is snubs. I'm not gonna lie, because there's a lot of great performances this year. First and foremost, hang on. I was gonna say something, and then I kind of backtracked. First and foremost, I think all five of these people did really great. I'm very happy with these nominees. Do I think they were the top 5 best? I guess it's up to what you look for in a performer, really. But Luke Roberts, he could low-key come away with the whole thing. I really believe that. He was excellent in Silent Hill 2. Like, low-key, he kind of made that game in a way. Because, like, every cutscene, you were so, like, this is going to sound really weird, addicted to watching him. Like, he would just, his performance was so great. But then Melina, I mean, she just plays a role unlike anyone else. Like, there genuinely isn't any other role like Senua in video games. So, and she kills it. So, I think it really depends what way they look at it, because Melina has also won before. So they might just give it to Luke because Melina's already won for the same exact role too. And in a way, I kind of do want Luke to win it because he was easily one of my favorite parts about Silent Hill. But let me give a shout out to Brianna White. I have no idea what character she plays. I'm guessing it's Aerith. I'm guessing that's who it is. And then Life is Strange Double Exposure. Makes sense. And then shout out to oh boy, sorry if I pronounced it, Humberly Gonzalez. She was actually one of the best parts of Star Wars Outlaws, is the main character and her interaction with, like, the little pet and the companion and all that. I thought she did a really great job. She did mocap and everything, so I thought she did a great job as well. I do think it's going to either Silent Hill 2 or Hellblade 2's. I think it's going to Luke or Melina. I'm going to vote for Luke, personally, just because I think he carried the game in a lot of ways. Not that Silent Hill 2 is bad otherwise. I just think, like, he's easily, like, one of the best parts of the whole game. Whereas Hellblade 2, while I do think Senua and Melina's performance is one of the best parts of the game, I think there's other parts of the game that are equally just as impressive. Whereas, like, Luke is definitively one of the most impressive parts about the game. Like, I don't even, you have to play the game to really understand his performance. Like, he just humanizes the absolute horror world just to such a degree. Like, you can really sense his, like, fear and everything, and it's crazy. I mean, he's just mocapping. It's wild. But yeah, all right, we're gonna move on to the next one here. Oh yeah, I was gonna go over snubs. Sorry. Even though I haven't played it, I do think Like a Dragon, there should have been somebody from Like a Dragon in there. I personally think that there should have been a Dragon Age character, but obviously they're not going to do it because controversy. And then I also think there could have been other Final Fantasy characters as well, you know, that could have gotten it. Trying to think of other ones, like, off the top of my head that I would say were, like, insane snubs. Because there's none in Dragon's Dogma. There's none in Black Myth. There's none. I don't know. But those three for sure, I think got snubbed. I think there should have been a Like a Dragon person, and I think there should have. I think there should have been a Dragon Age. I think like Rook. I think, although that would be hard because there's multiple actors for Rook. It's kind of hard then. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. All right, best audio design. Dude, I think this one's also going to Silent Hill 2. Honestly, wait, hang on. All right, so we got Astrobot, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7, and Hellblade 2. Definitely, I'm not voting for Astrobot or Final Fantasy here. I don't think those are like bad audio design by any means, but like these other three are fantastic. And I'm not going Black Ops 6 because I feel like it's kind of been there, done that. It's just done again to a really high quality. Whereas Hellblade and Silent Hill are just so unique when it comes to this category. I have to think, which one did I enjoy more in terms of audio? I do think this is where I give it to Hellblade. The voices in the head and everything is just, I mean, you can't really top it. I mean, that's like exclusive to this game. Like no other game can do it like that. So I'm gonna go with that. Whereas Silent Hill 2, it's kind of just horror sounds, which they do a phenomenal job with it. But again, it's kind of just been there, done that type of stuff. Best score / music. This one's gonna be hard. Ooh, man. We got Astrobot, Final Fantasy, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. I've heard all 5 of these games' music. Like I haven't played Metaphor or Stellar Blade, but I've heard their music, and they're absolutely great. Silent Hill 2, I'm not gonna vote for. That game has better sound than it does music, but it still does have pretty good music. For me, it's gonna come down to Astrobot or Final Fantasy. Low-key, the problem is, I think Final Fantasy has the better soundtrack, like overall score, but I can't get that Uncharted and God of War and Aloy remix out my head. Like that is legitimately gold music. Like that is peak PlayStation music, bro. I don't even care. Like, so lucky, I'm gonna do it. Astrobot going in strong. You'll love to see it. Best art direction. Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor Fantasio, and Neva. I'm gonna die trying to I'm gonna die trying to vote for this one. Neva, I think, is a masterpiece. Black Myth Wukong, I think, is a masterpiece. Those are the only 2 games that I've given a 10 out of 10 to this year. And a big reason for both of those is how much I love the visuals. But then Astrobot is, oh, dude, just, it's like creativeness in just like its design and how colorful it is and crisp. And then Metaphor is just great looking. Elden Ring, I'm not gonna vote for Elden Ring. I'm letting you know right now. Oh, this one's tough. This one is so hard. Wow, this might be the hardest one so far. For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Because also and or technical achievement. Ain't no game been able to do Unreal Engine 5 like Black Myth Wukong. Facts. Low key. Like, changed my mind. That, oh man. But Neva is so beautiful. Thank you, Prater. L DLC nomination. Yes, I know. We haven't even gotten there. We're getting there. That's gonna be a whole rant. Oh, I'm gonna die. I can't do this. I think I have to flip a coin. Because I think when it comes to what art style do I like better? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. This is so bad. Oh, no. Oh, my God. You know what? Should I just... If you can't decide, Go with the controversial pick, Elden Ring. No. I Oh boy. I'm gonna go. Okay, I gotta get off this category. We're spending too much time. Art style. I'm gonna go with. Yes, I do have a YouTube chat open. I do have a YouTube chat. I see your chats. I'm just not reading them out loud. I'm going Neva. Oh, I'm sorry, Black Myth Wukong. I'm sorry. It was just, it's done. Oh, no, but Unreal Engine 5, though. Oh, this is the hardest one, dude. This is the hardest one. I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what? I'm leaving it. I'm going with it. I'm right. All right. I left it. Boom. It's done. It's locked in. Best narrative. All right. Now, this is the one. I don't care what anyone says. Dragon Age should have been nominated for this, especially over Hellblade. Like, okay, it has a great story. It has a great meaning, like we talked about games for impact. But there's not really very many emotional heights in this game. There's not very many, like, plot twist or much character development outside of Senua. And also, it's, like, really short. Whereas Dragon Age, I will admit, it does have some bad writing at times, but that is not the whole game. I think majority of the game, and a large majority of the game, has fine writing, great writing sometimes even. But the characters and just the plot of Dragon Age, I think, is great. So I do think that should be here. That's my biggest snub for this, personally. Silent Hill 2. Yeah, no. Okay. No, I agree. I agree with this. Loki, I agree with all of these here. Final Fantasy, Like a Dragon, Metaphor, Hellblade, and Silent Hill 2. You're shocked Infinite Wealth was nominated for this. That is considered the worst part of the game. Still a great story, but somewhat convoluted. Yeah, I'm not, because see, you also have to think, while this year was a great year for video games, this is not like last year where there was an overabundance amount of options. Like, if you think about it, almost every game that came out this year was not nominated in some category, because last year there were so many that there were snubs, and it's like you had to be the best of the best. Whereas this year, it's like having a great or good one can kind of be enough, because what other options do you have? Like, I'm trying to think what other options could have replaced these 5, and outside of my opinion being Dragon Age, I don't know what else could have outbeat it, is the problem. Same thing with Silent Hill, is I'm thinking, okay, Silent Hill is great, but, like, was that really the best one? Because I'm thinking, okay, it's not one of the best stories I've ever seen, but was it one of the best this year? I can't think of any replacements. Like, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think for me, the story I enjoy the most, and this is what I go back to every time, is, to me, characters are the most important thing for a story. And to me, the best characters are Final Fantasy 7. So I'm going with that. But I did really like Silent Hill and Hellblade story. Best game direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Would not be shocked if Balatro won this. I do think Balatro could win this, because a DLC is not winning this category. God forbid it wins Game of the Year category, but it's definitely not winning this category. Metaphor. See, this category is tricky because they don't word it right. What this category should be called is Best Game Innovation. It's basically awarding games for doing something different. And it's basically like, what boundaries did you break? What new things have you introduced to the industry that will be carried on for years and years to come? And they don't really specify that. It's called Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation. See, innovation there. They use the right word in its description in game direction and design. When I think about a lot of these games, I don't think right off the bat they do something completely new. Especially when you're talking about Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, and Metaphor. I think all 5 of those are kind of just clones in their franchise of other franchises. Like, I mean, Astrobot is literally everyone just compared to Mario. Black Myth Wukong, everybody just compared it to Souls games. Elden Ring is literally a DLC for an already established game that I don't even want to talk about it. Final Fantasy VII is the sequel. I will say that one has more innovation because they took the whole game open world, which is kind of crazy. Metaphor is just kind of another Persona game in a way, but just a new IP. Whereas Balatro was the only game that I think really elevated its genre and like stuck out as something completely new and groundbreaking. Like, I don't know. This one's tough because I don't want to vote for Balatro because personally I haven't played it. Plus, I don't really know what's so special about the game. Like Austin said in the chat, I need to see what's so special about this card game. I know what's special about it because I've seen it and I've heard tons of podcasts talk about it, and everyone was like, yo, this game should be nominated for Game of the Year, but it's not going to. It did. Shocker. I don't know what's going to win this one. This one is going to be really interesting. I'm really worried Elden Ring's going to win it because everyone has the whole idea, like, no game has ever done a DLC like Shadow of the Erdtree. Whatever. I'm tempted to just go for my favorite here, which is Black Myth, but I'm not going to because I'm about to go Black Myth in like a hot second. But I don't know what else I'd give it to. I think you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I could go Astrobot. I think I'm going Metaphor here. I know that's kind of a weird pick. I haven't even played it. But I think, like, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I think the fact that Atlas is so known for Persona, and they've been doing Persona for literally so long, and the fact that they finally decided to do a new IP, and it's different enough to stand out, and it's still one of the best games of the year, I think that's really great. So I'm going to go for that. Like, I think that's just the best way I could look at this with like being happy with one of my picks. Because I think all these games are great. And I think all of them kind of do what this category is about. But at the same time, I don't think any of them excel at it. So I'm going to go Metaphor. I don't think I've voted for Metaphor yet. So, no, there you go. Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, Metaphor, ReFantazio. Jordan said not 6, not 8, but what? What? What am I missing here? Not 6, not 8, but all right. Here's the problem here. There's a glaring issue. It's called Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Absolutely a joke. This should not be here. This should be either, like what Austin just said, Silent Hill 2. I completely agree with that. It should be Infinite Wealth. It should be Prince of Persia. It should be... I'm going to say Dragon Age, but I know it's not going to. It should be... Heck, Space Marine, Helldivers, Stellar Blade. Like, there are so many other options. This should not be eligible. It's not even the fact that it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just the fact it should not be eligible. I'm sorry. This is not a game. This is a DLC for a game. I'm really upset because, like, for the past 2 years, I've done a video like this of me voting and stuff. And at the end of those videos, I kind of go on, like, this huge rant. And I just kind of, like, preach in a way about, like, all 6 nominees. And I give them all their flowers. And low-key, I don't even feel like doing it this year because this whole category is scuffed because of it. The most important category of the whole year is scuffed. Because, I mean, it's obvious there were going to be snubs because there's a lot of great games that came out this year. One of these, being Balatro, almost nobody actually expected to be there. There was a lot of people hoping it would be there, and I'm happy for all of them who thought that. And I'm happy for the game. But that easily took up a spot that majority of people thought were going to be something else. And then Elden Ring took up a spot that absolutely should be something else. So in a way, we kind of got two spots that could have or should have been others. The could have being Balatro. I'm not going to say Balatro shouldn't be here. I have no idea its quality. I've heard great things. Elden Ring should not have. What I will say is Astrobot, Black Myth, Final Fantasy, and Metaphor are easily, I think, the top 4 games of the year. I get Black Myth's Metacritic score is lower, but let's not cap everybody. It was the biggest game of the year. It was the biggest game of the year. And if you're not going to recognize that, then you are low-key kind of being fake. Like, how can you say you're a fan of the gaming industry and not think Black Myth Wukong should be in the game of the year conversation when it broke almost every record? Final Fantasy, I mean, is obvious. I mean, it's universally praised. Metaphor is obvious. It's universally praised. Astrobot is universally praised. Those are all obvious ones. Balatro, from what I've heard, is literally the next indie darling. Elden Ring, dude. This category could have been almost perfect if Elden Ring was not there. Also said it's dumb overall because this could continue, which just means a big game can make a huge DLC and they could just win. Rebirth could make a big DLC and win over games that start from scratch. No, facts. I know. I completely agree. What's going to be even worse is if Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree wins. I mean, what? It's a 95? That's the highest rated game of the year. If we're going off of that, it could easily win. If there are genuinely no limitations to this, if there is no restrictions of what can win or what could be nominated, this Loki might win. It's from Software. It's a Souls game. It's the highest rated game ever. Not ever. Of the year. That's what I meant. Personally, yeah, no. No. Well, what Austin just said in the chat is absolutely how I feel. I do think Final Fantasy should win. I personally think Final Fantasy or Black Myth or Astrobot should win. Just because of, I would say, just the like story behind it. You know what I mean? Like Final Fantasy has yet to ever win game of the year. You would think one of the most iconic and legendary franchises of all time would win game of the year at one point. One of the greatest RPGs of all time, being Final Fantasy VII, should have some sort of awards. This is their moment right here. Astrobot, people were praying Astrobot would finally see the light of day. They would finally be getting a push to mainstream. in that PlayStation would get more creative outside of their typical products. And there it is. And it absolutely exceeded everyone's expectations. Black Myth Wukong, I mean, it was one of the very first Unreal Engine 5 games ever announced. It is easily the biggest game of the year, as well as the biggest Chinese game to ever release. That market has now skyrocketed ever since. And also, it's just a fantastic game in general. I do think those are the top 3 choices, I think. Metaphor is phenomenal. Like its quality is insane. I just don't think it'll win. Like I don't know. I don't. It could. We'll see. I just don't personally see it. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Balatro again. I kind of just don't really have an idea about that one. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for everybody who wanted it there, because boom, there it is. God, there really should be a 6th one here. There really should be a 6th one here. I do generally think Final Fantasy is gonna win, though. I mean, I just think that makes the most sense. That one just feels like the game of the year 2024, even though it's definitely not mine, and it's definitely not a lot of people's. That one just has certain games just kind of have that vibe, like, yo, you are a game of the year caliber game, and Final Fantasy kind of just has that, I think, more over all these other ones. That's not what I'm gonna vote for. I'm obviously gonna vote for my favorite game of the year. I'm not gonna say my like game of the year, because that could be a lot of different. Holy crap! Someone just followed. Alexa Arts, appreciate the follow. But yeah, I mean, Black Myth is probably my favorite game of the year so far, so I'm obviously gonna vote for that. But yeah, no, I agree. Elden Ring should have just been replaced with Silent Hill 2 or Infinite Wealth, and that would have been perfect. I completely agree. Heck, I would even take Dragon's Dogma over Elden Ring. Like, I can't believe it. I just followed you on Twitter. If you'd follow me back, that'd be really appreciate it. All right. But yeah, I mean, overall though, I think that they did a great job. Austin wanted me to run everything back, so I'll do that real quick. Content creator, easily Queso. Most anticipated, I gotta go see Yotai. I mean, obvious reasons. Best adaptation, Fallouts. Best multiplayer, Call of Duty. It's a stacked category though. Best sports racing, I just went WWE. Best sim strategy, Kinitugami. Best family, Astrobot. Best fighting, Tekken 8. Best RPG, FF7. Best action adventure, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. Best action, Black Myth Wukong. Best VR, Batman Arkham. Best mobile game, I just went Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. Best debut indie game, Animal Well. I went that. And then for best indie game, I went Neva. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. Best ongoing, Destiny 2. Games for impact, Neva. Innovation and inaccessibility, I went Dragon Age. It's the only one I got nominated for, so I had to vote for it. Performance, Luke Roberts. Best audio design, Hellblade. Best score, music, Astrobot. I don't know how I feel about it. Hang on, wait a minute. I might change this. Hold on. No, I'm rocking with it. No, I'm rocking. Oh, but I don't know. No, I'll just keep it. I'll keep it. Best art direction, Neva. I am gonna change this to Black Myth, because I just thought its cinematography. Its cinematography is insane. So I am gonna go with that. Best narrative, I went Final Fantasy. Low key, this year's kind of been whatever for narratives. Like, all these narratives are great. I don't think there really has been any truly, like, 10 out of 10 narrative this year. Because, like, I'm not really happy with my vote for FF7 Rebirth, but I'm not sure I'd give it to any of the other ones either. Low-key maybe even Silent Hill 2, because Luke Robert specifically is amazing. Best game direction, I went Metaphor here. I don't know what's gonna win this one. I mean, this is basic. Wait, this is literally just the game of the year nominees. Bro, I'm sorry. Get rid of this category. It's literally, you guys don't even word it right. You guys don't explain the category right. And it's literally just the exact same thing as the game of the year. If both games, if the same game wins this and game of the year, it's literally just gonna be like you're giving like 2 game of the year awards to one game. I don't get it. And then game of the year, Black Myth Wukong. I'm just happy Black Myth Wukong got nominated. I mean, that's really it. That's like, that was like the one game I wanted to get nominated. Like, other than that, I don't really care what gets nominated, because number one, I'm having my own Game Awards in January. In January, like this show should be. Number two, I don't really care. Like, it's not really that deep, or doesn't really mean that much to me. I do find it interesting. I'm curious, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change my thoughts on anything. Like I said, I think Dragon Age should be here. That's definitely not a majority thing. But, and then third of all, this is literally just critics' opinions compiled into one. And number four, at this point, this is just an absolute joke. Like, why is Elden Ring here? No, I did not want to vote. I did not click change my vote. Okay, thank you. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But I did just want Black Myth to do it, because not even just my personal bias towards it. It's the biggest game of the year. How do you not nominate it for game of the year? Like, it just that wouldn't have made any sense to me. I mean, if you can nominate Stray because all the cat lovers loved it, you can nominate this for literally being the biggest game of the year. So, but I don't know. That's going to do it for the voting, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. And, yeah, I don't know. We'll have some more content coming out soon. But for the most part, we're kind of just doing our thing. But, yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Game Awards nominees. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of DLC hate. And I'm completely there with you. And it's really sad, because this year's kind of opened my eyes to how much I love DLCs. That does not mean it should be in the game of the year conversation. I'm sorry, it just should not. There should be their own category. God, I can't believe I'm looking at a DLC, bro. Unbelievable. All right, well, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Johnny Morale. Peace.